Do you have back pain that no matter how many times you see a chiro, physio, or get massage just won't go away? The truth is, it's probably not because you're broken, it's because you've been lied to by lazy practitioners and outdated information. For years, pain has been misunderstood, and most treatments focus on managing the symptoms instead of addressing the root cause. Today, we're going to break down what's actually causing your pain and why the old way of thinking is the reason you're still stuck. After helping hundreds of firefighters and first responders rebuild their bodies and eliminate their pain, I'm going to share how common back pain is amongst our community, the types of training that actually helps, and the biggest lie you've been sold, along with the science-backed, life-changing mindset shift that is the missing piece of the puzzle, and 3 actionable steps to eliminate your pain forever. But before I get into that, I want to tell you my story, because I didn't get into this because I was fascinated by pain science. I got here because I had no choice and I needed answers. For most of my early adult life, I was the strong guy, the one you'd call to help move something heavy. But in my mid-20s, I started experiencing lower back pain that would take me out for days at a time. I went from being the young, invincible firefighter to someone who felt fragile. It shook me and I didn't feel like myself anymore. So I started searching, and what I found helped me completely rework how I approach training and recovery. I went from feeling stiff and stuck like the Tin Man to being more mobile, strong, and capable at 30 than I ever was at 18. But before I break down what changed, let's talk about how common back pain really is, especially in the first responder world. It's no secret that our job is physically demanding. Lifting patients, advancing hose lines, swinging tools, dragging ladders, our backs take a beating and we don't exactly get a chance to warm up. 1 minute you're asleep, the next you're at a working fire. Here's an eye-opening stat. A 2020 study in pre-hospital and disaster medicine found that about 50% of EMS workers report chronic pain, mostly in the back. Add lack of sleep, high stress, and repetitive awkward movements, and first responders are prime candidates for injury. It's a harsh reality, but it's one that we can train for, if we're smart, and here's how. One lie we've been sold is that avoiding certain movements like bending, twisting, extending will protect us. But that mindset doesn't build resilience, it builds fragility. To avoid injury, our training needs to increase our capacity for both stress and movement. Because the real world, and especially this job, is chaotic, unpredictable, and full of the exact movements we've been told to fear. That means exposing ourselves to dynamic, multi-planar movements in training, which is why I lean into more functional workouts. Kettlebells, core work, unilateral movements, rotational and anti-rotational exercises, movements that build balance, mobility, stability, and strength all at once. I want to be able to bend, extend, and rotate, move confidently in every direction. I want a back that's not just strong, but resilient. If you're interested, I'll drop some free resources in the caption below, but here's the part most people skip. What if I told you the biggest change wasn't the training, it was my mindset? The biggest lie we've been told is that pain equals injury and that your imaging or diagnosis is the reason that you're in pain. But here's the truth. Back pain doesn't always mean damage, and until you shift that perspective, you'll keep chasing the wrong solution. Your brain and nervous system are wired for safety. Pain is a protective signal. But sometimes, even after the tissue heals, the pain sticks around because your brain still thinks you're in danger. That's where things get tricky. After an injury, it's normal to avoid movements that hurt, but if we keep reinforcing the idea that certain positions are bad or that we have a bad back, we end up teaching our brain that movement equals danger and pain equals damage, which simply isn't true. The old way of thinking said if something hurts, it's broken, but that's been proven wrong. A 2015 review in the American Journal of Neuroradiology found that over 50% of pain-free adults over 30 had disc bulges or abnormalities on MRI with 0 symptoms. And a 2019 paper in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that fear, beliefs, and past experiences are some of the biggest drivers of persistent back pain, not structural damage. So what can you do? 1. Understand that your back isn't fragile. There's little to no correlation between pain and imaging. A bad scan doesn't mean you're broken. 2. Use exercises to build capacity and confidence. Stop avoiding movements and start training your body to tolerate more stress. Slowly and progressively utilize exercise to build capacity and tolerance, but more importantly, confidence. This isn't just rehab, it's rewiring your nervous system. 3. Retrain your brain. Replace fear-based beliefs with the understanding that pain is just one input, influenced by stress, sleep, mood, and environment. And believe me, I tried it all. Acupuncture, massage, adjustments, rehab, but nothing stuck until I changed how I trained and how I thought. Even now, I still get a flare-up, but instead of spiraling and turning to Dr. Google, I zoom out and ask, what's my stress level like? How's my sleep? Am I overtraining? These mindset shifts were a game changer. I get it. It might sound a little woo-woo. I was skeptical too, but there's science to back it up, and I've seen it work not just for me, but for the countless first responders I coach each and every day. Take one of my clients, Paisley, for example. When she first saw her training program, she was a little skeptical because of the atypical movements that we prescribe. Because of her fear around her back, she thought it would actually make things worse. I told her to stay the course and trust the process. A few months later, she told me she'd never felt better. With the training and mindset work we did, she doesn't even think about her back anymore, and she let go of the limiting beliefs that kept her stuck. If you're skeptical, that's fine, but if you're willing to give it a real shot, I promise you, you won't look back. Your pain will start to fade or maybe even disappear for good. And if you want to learn more about how I implement this with the first responders that I work with, check out the link below to apply to my coaching program. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, because this is what I do. I help first responders build stronger bodies, better minds, and pain-free lives. I help first responders build stronger bodies. I help first responders build stronger bodies. The old stronger bodies, bud. I'm gonna say it again, I guarantee it. I help first responders build stronger bodies. I help first responders build stronger bodies. I help first responders build stronger bodies. First responders build stronger bodies. I can't even.